Invitational, and it's FUT Esports again with their long-standing roster as well. So it'll be really interesting to see how those guys play tomorrow. But we are getting into draft 1 of game 1, and we're already seeing the bye-bye to the support ladies. No da ciao for the Boom Esports. That's a no for the Frisco.
Yep. Arlie and Mai will be the band of choice there from the side of Boom. They instantly snap up a lane on their side. But VKS, again, with the done. It's a 75% win rate right now. A surprising statistic, especially, you know, after Season 1. But Danny was one of the few players that actually did manage to get a few wins off of it in Season 1. So he's definitely very experienced in that hero. Hopefully he's able to get that win rate up to 80%. That's an A. Right, 80% is going to be an A in terms of win rate.
You'd like to think so. You'd like to think so. But I mean, the done against the pay, we've seen this already. It's like the opening game to the close, one of the closing games of the day, and we're seeing the repeat happen. So hopefully, Danny being a very capable jungler, he should be able to fix the rungs that Impunity had with when it was against LGD earlier when they picked pay as well. But the Lady Sun coming through again, we're seeing a bit of a different painting and a bit of a different team comps coming through, because the whole of the Open Series, we had a lot of Ho Yi as well, and obviously Derenji has still been a tried and tested, always coming through. Arlie's been banned quite frequently. We've seen Marco Polo once today, but there's been like no Garo, there's been no Luban. We saw Fang quite frequently in Season 1 Invitational as well, but the Lady Sun is definitely coming out to play, and they want that late game lady on her team. But again, it is the dual ladies. We have Lady Jen in the mid lane on VKS 1, which I can imagine is a superb pick and pairing for VKS. And then over to the side of VKS again, we have the Jung phase. So that all-important boost is getting played for the Brazilians.
You have lots of team fight in those two heroes with the support as well as the mid lane, and a lot of protection for the Lady Sun as well. So the change in terms of the marksman is definitely a very interesting note to see. Here we have the Hano picked up there by Boom, as well as the Athena again.
Ooh. Where is that little lady gonna sit? Is that gonna be support Athena?
Is this gonna be a feed Athena?
yeah.
It might just be
more like a feeder. Athena. Let's see if the feeder is going to win this time, because obviously it didn't work out for the side of All Gamers Global. Sorry. So let's see how they do this time around. Boom Esports playing it into the support role, it seems. They do take the high note as well. So again, maybe they was hoping that Danny was going to go for the high note, but instead goes for the done, but the RNG as well. So seeing those two paired up in that mid lane, in that farm lane, sorry, is going to be really interesting, because like we saw with All Gamers Global, Athena has some great CC immunity, has plenty of dashes, and then obviously when she comes back from her death, she does knock up the unsuspecting victim that she is hovering over. So again, that could lead into Derenji being able to pick up a kill, a lane being able to pick up a kill, or even Pei to come through. But it's going to be really interesting to see how they play Pei this time around on the side of Boom Esports. Will we get that aggressive Tiger himself, or are we going to get a little bit of a soft kitty going into the jungle? And is VKS standing and apply pressure to the Pei?
That's going to be the benchmark of this game. Can Danny get a good jungle? Because Pei is one of the more aggressive junglers. They have the Athena to really just harass. I can see Athena did go for the smite and gets the steal on towards that jungle and might be able to survive. This was what they were planning about. Done is terrible if you don't have a good start. And if he keeps the buff, no, they give it over to one, which is better than giving over to Danny. So impressive, already doing his job. Great start here from the side of Boom.
I suppose that losing the red buff is probably not as detrimental as losing that blue buff, right? So I suppose they played that okay, because the Athena getting a kill onto the Athena for obviously a 1 in the mid lane is going to be huge. But our hero spotlight for this match is Charlotte. So Charlotte's basic combo is a first, second, ult, basic attack. Her attack speed reduction mechanic effectively counters marksmen and fighters. So if you fancy to be a little bit flashy lady in the Clash laney, that is your hero to go to.
Second death already for impressive. Not really impressive so far for those who are not familiar with this sort of strategy, but it all has a bigger plan. There's a bigger plan behind all of this. It's just whether Boom is able to execute the mid game once they are able to shut down this stuff.
Yeah, we would like to assure you that it may not be a feeder, but I can't promise anything, especially with the sprint being played onto the lane as well. This is a great mechanic for a lane because it's able for him to run in, get that death on sunset, or for a disengage, which is instantly removes slow effects and grants 30% movement speed for 10 seconds, while sprinting half slow effects received and grants an extra 20% movement speed when out of combat. So again, for somebody like a hero like Elaine, is going to be a integral common skill to pick on that hero.
Yeah, not many heroes do pick this, the sprints, just because, you know, Flash is generally just more useful most of the time, but it has its uses. It is very situational, and like you said earlier, Elaine is definitely one of those that can really utilize it to the fullest at the moment. Top lane, Yap gets caught out there. Elaine will be the one to get the kill, so that's going to be a huge thing there for the side of Boom, who is just way too busy trying to get the done online. And because of that, they will have to sacrifice something, and that something will be Niam on the Clash lane.
Yeah, you can kind of see the function of the Athena this time around. She is there to disrupt Dun's jungle and farm, and then she's also there to sort of be the scapegoat. So everybody's focusing her, everyone's just dealing damage to her. With her being a support, it's not that much of a loss because the RNG is actually not doing too bad down in the farm lane on his own. Toshi really holding his own down there in the farm lane, and then obviously you have Pei there. So in the worst case scenario, you can kind of have either Heino or you can have Pei come through and help down into the farm lane if needed. But right now, it doesn't seem like it seems to be a detrimental thing, and it doesn't seem to be stopping the side of Boom Esports from aggressing and advancing in the gold lead ever so slightly.
Impressive once again doing his thing, trying to get a steal. Did he get it? No, he did not get it.
No, he didn't get it.
His life again. At what point
there we go.
does this...
Yeah. When's many deaths enough deaths? When can we say come back a bit? Come back to the home team. Come on, stop killing yourself. It's like we stop giving up a goal, baby. We don't need any more of that. But it seems like this is what Impressive has done for quite some time, and it's definitely working here right now. Athena being able to get picked up once again. Just got to be careful that they don't give too many of those deaths over to the Lady Sun, so that their farm lane is ahead of the RNG on Boom Esports. But so far, they are very much teetering between the gold lead here. So again, 300, 200 gold difference is nothing at all. And Dunn being able to fly over the wall, not getting caught out there on that 3v1 because it would have been a big upset for the Charlotte. But there we go, Toshi getting 2v1 under the turret. And it looks like the first tier turret is going to be taken down by VKS.
Yeah, much needed there, being able to snowball the Lady Sun early to her to her power spike there. We haven't seen a G6 really make a lot of movement across the map. It hasn't been the aggressive Pei that we've been used to seeing. Mid lane still under pressure. Danny really hasn't been able to get any other kills outside of Impressive. So in a way, the strategy is working. They've been putting a lot of focus on towards him, but whether if it's going to pay off towards the long run is something else we'll have to see altogether.
Yeah, you can kind of see the fact that with the Athena, it kind of, if they had Pei on the rotation as well, it would be a little bit too much for Boom Esports to account for. So with Impressive just constantly just floating around, doing what he needs to do, disrupting the Dun. Yes, he may die at least. I'm pretty sure all 9 kills other than Toshi down in the bot lane were Athena. So let's see how it plays out towards the mid to late game. But currently right now, they're able to neutralize that lead that they had in the farm lane as they take the first tier turret down there as well. Impressive once again getting caught out here. There is no means to get his team into the blue side of the enemy jungle. We see that Zhongfei pushes back Toshi as well, leaving a Dragon all on his own. Heinu has only a very close place to recall to, but is dashed to change that all around. And now the Clash Lane has taken the first tier turret as well.
Yep, and all the information still being provided there by Impressive, even though he's dead. That's one of the upsides of having that Athena, is that he's always able to rejoin the fights very, very quickly just because of how her passive works. And still, now with the pay, now they're going to be more aggressive in the enemy jungle. Net worth is still in the lead of Boom Esports for the moment, so that's going to be boding well for them leading on towards the mid game.
Yeah, you can kind of see that the Pay is now having a little bit more freedom to roam now that the 2 side lane turrets have been taken. So maybe this was the overall goal. There's just like, yo, Impressive, just die. Just do the easy thing. Just give us some intelligence. Let's let me know where they're going to be at so I can be in the opposite side of the map. And that seems to be working so far for Boom, as they are still ahead with the goal, but it's not a lot. This is probably the closest the gold difference has ever been for so long. I mean, we're going 8 minutes in. Nobody's like a K ahead. It's just like 100. And it just keeps flickering to and from, but that mid lane turret may go down here. Derenji is just tapping away with those basic attacks onto that turret. And VKS aren't bothered. They are just like, you take it. Take it.
Yeah, they know that they are playing for the end game. They're playing for a much bigger goal there. As long as their jungle, as well as their Clash laners are not under any sort of pressure, they are able to take the mid game fights very well. Pei doing a lot of damage towards the Zhongfei, but Zhongfei still has his ultimate, not going to pop it yet, just waiting for the opportune moment, but that opens up the Tyrant to go towards the way of Boom. The second Tyrant for them to pick up.
Yeah, VKS definitely lacking in the jungle objective department here. VKS Danny not quite on point with the Dun. Obviously, we know this player can play very flashy jungle heroes. He clearly doesn't want to pick them up first game because, again, that would just be a little bit too telling for the side of VKS, it seems. But currently, Boom is doing fantastic on both, all factors here. Other than kills, they are doing pretty great. Like I said, the goal difference isn't a lot because obviously Impressive having to die so much means that the gold lead gets nullified. I suppose that's the only trade-off with the Athena pick, but not being able to close down the Hino there. We see the Impressive jumps on to Ejix as well, so all in that mid lane. They've got to be careful. VKS, they don't want to get funneled in because they do not have a first tier turret to rotate back into safety, and nobody gets picked up.
Yep, still a 400 gold lead, essentially nothing here for the side of Boom. In terms of the map, they do seem to have a better control across the map for now. Danny, once again, trying to get that blue buff. Oh, nope, steal, no steal. It's gonna still go towards Danny. But at this point, 10 minutes in, has Danny really done anything on the Dun?
No.
Not really.
Yeah, just getting free kills from the Athena. It's kind of just like, yeah, well, I got 12 kills. Yeah, but she came to you. She gave you those kills. It's like nothing really impressive to be had there. But this could be the impressive part right now because they are at the Shadow Tyrant. There is a lot of teamfight going on. Heino having to recall as well. Pei taking down Danny. That is not where you want to lose Danny right now. He has no smite. There is no smite on the side of VKS. We are seeing the Caesar is pretty low as well. Lady Sun being taken down, which is just unfortunate as we see that the blue minion wave is rotating to the bot lane as well. So obviously a bit of a priority down into the bot lane, and they do take the second tier turret once again on the side lane. So holding on to that second tier turret in the mid lane is not a healthy position for VKS going into the 11th minute.
Yeah, Boom Esports definitely, especially getting ending the kill streak of Danny means that everybody gets additional gold, which is absolutely huge. They fed Danny into this prized dinner, and they just had him for Thanksgiving there. So all that gold that Danny's farmed up has been given away, and now it's a 3,000 network fee going towards the way of Boom.
Yeah, no, that's also a very interesting mechanic into the Athena pick, is that you feed up that one person, then you literally create a pinata, and that is exactly what is happening to Danny. But we do get a kill onto Impressive once again, crucial engage, but the kill is going over to VKS 1. Again, would be a great pickup for a kill for the mid lane, but it's just looking too shaky here for VKS. They do not have any dominance in those lanes. They're at the higher ground turrets on both of their side lanes as well. So again, just not much place to go back to. They are pretty much... I feel like this is kind of like maybe we should just try and play the best we can do in game 1 here, and then just go back to drafting game 2. Try and play a little bit better here. I feel like the Dun just isn't doing what it needs to do.
Yeah, I mean, we've been critical of this hero for the longest of time across 2 invitationals, and this is exactly why this hero is not high up in our radar. Looks like Boom Esports with the unorthodox strategy will be able to take game number 1 as they get a ace, get the kill on towards Niam, who just respawned. They're laughing their heads off there from the side of Boom. Kind of like they can't believe this worked, but it did, because your enemy's jungle is a Dun.
Yeah. Dun. You can't spell dunce without dun, and clearly that's what happened there on the side of VKS. Unfortunately.